Time to put the whole thing together, or at least get the clamshell back on and close up the engine. Now, these engines, they're a bit weird actually, because the actual bolts that hold the clamshell to the barrel go up through the body. So you can't clamp it down prior to fitting. So what I'm thinking about, and I don't know what anybody thinks, it's I'll get the mastic or the goo on the machine and clamp it down to the same torque pressure, which is 11 Newton meters. Leave it for a day or two. Then I can then take these off, and these are just the bolts with a couple of bolts on there, nuts on there, to act as spacers, and then try to fit it to the body. Just an idea I've got. I'm not too sure if it will work or not, to be honest with you. Still thinking about it. The other way I have done with these is, as I said, put the goo on, installed the clamshell, and then, as tightly as possible, and then wrapped a couple of strong elastic bands around it, and then install it straight into the body, in the hope the whole damn thing don't fall apart. I'm not sure which way to go at the moment, giving it some thought. I've got the material, or the gasket goo I'm going to use. To be fair, it's out of date by a year. Hang on, let me just get it out of the pocket. It's this pack down. This was supplied to me along with a Stihl barrel and piston some while ago. My only concern is it's out of date. Can you see that? We are now 2021, May 2021. We're now November 22. I don't know if this stuff goes off or not. Can I use it? I don't know. Be interesting. Anyway, giving it some thought, and when I've decided what or how I'm going to do this, I'll come back to you. Right, so preparing it to, or preparing everything to get the clamshell back on to the barrel. So firstly, I'm going to just add a little bit of two-stroke oil to the bearings and to the big end, as I call it. And what I've got here, I've got a pipette of two-stroke oil. There it is over there. Just a small pipette. There we go. Look. And I'm just going to drop a little bit of oil. Where are we? Onto the main bearing, like so. That's all we need. And then also a little bit onto the bearings itself. So I just turn it over, drop a piece in there. That's all you need. You don't need any more than that. Just to protect the engine on the initial startup, which we hope we're going to get. Let's go and see. A little bit in there. There we go. A little bit too cool. So the idea of that is just to give the engine a little bit of protection, just for the first few seconds, really, of startup. Now I should try and get some down into the piston head as well, and then we're going to go from there. Right, I decided to go for it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to apply mastic to both faces, or goo, whatever, there and there, and then try and install this by hand without using bolts or elastic bands. So let's see how we get on. I'm going to use this Pacton 6075, which is way out of date, but it seems okay, so I'm going to use it. It is goo at the end of the day, so let's go for it. Okay, so basically I'm going to start off using, where are we? Go. I'm going to put goo on. I'm not going to talk now. I'm just going to get on and do this job. Otherwise I'll be here all day, all night. Right, make sure well covered. Keep it out from inside, obviously, the motor. You don't want that going inside. I've just managed to do that already, but I will clean that up in a second. Bear with me a second. There we go. Don't want that there. A bit more. Now it's not time sensitive, this stuff, as far as I'm aware. Oops. So we've got a bit of time to get it in the right place at the right time. There we go. So that will make a good seal, whatever happens. And I'm going to pop it down inside. Right, first bit done. I've got it everywhere, as you can see, but it will wipe off. It's not a problem. I'm now going to make sure I got nothing on the inside of the crankshaft. Just wipe it all off. If you can't see much at the moment, it's because I'm concentrating on what I'm trying to do. There we go. A little bit there as well. There. Right. So, from what I can see now, we've got mastic all over me. And more importantly, all over the faces that are going to match. There we go. I hope you've got all that now. Let's have a look, see, make sure we're getting it. I think you are. This is a one-off, so if I miss anything now, it's going to be too late. So there we go. Now onto the clam. This is wonderful stuff, it really is. And again, good coverage. Because at the end of the day, we're just trying to make a gasket at the end of the day. And it's got to be leak proof. I hope you can see this. I'll find out when I go to edit. There we go. Again, I'm being careful not to get anything, or try not to get anything on in the inside, and then to fill that void. As you can see, I do hope you can see this. There we go. There we go. You see that? I hope we got it right. I think the important part is to make sure that we fill this void, or this gully there. So I'm going to put a little bit more on. They always say less is more sometimes, but I'm not sure I've got enough on there, so I'm just going to put a bit more on there. Like so. Okay. You notice I'm not putting any on the where the oil seals go, because they will seal themselves. Right. Clean up. Now then, the interesting part. This is the part I've been worried about for some while now. I'm now going to try and install the barrel and the clamshell into the body of the saw. Now the problem always is getting these bolts, it's held in by these bolts here. They have to go up through the body to clamp it down. And the problem is with this, as far as I can remember, is that the whole thing is awkward to get together. So I'm now going to have a go at putting it all together. Bear with me, this may well take some time. So let's get the clamshell back on. It doesn't matter which way around it goes. It's we call it ambidextrous, I don't know. So I'm going to get it reassembled, like so. I got this damn stuff everywhere. There we go. That's put together. Okay. Now then, the interesting bit. Let's see if we can get this engine back into this body without the whole part falling apart. Can you see that? I hope you can. There we go. Now this may well take some time, and I'll edit out any bad language. So let's go for it. Okay. It can only go one way. Just as a matter of interest, by the way, you'll notice I got some protective tape. Can you see that there, over there? What we found was, or what I found was, that the wire had actually bared itself, and it was contacting the barrel, causing a short. which I'm sure was given a few of the problems that the guy had when he got rid of the machine. I've got this stuff everywhere. Right, now I'm going to put this together. If my hands or arms and the rest of it get in the way, I apologise. But this is going to be an interesting operation. So stand by and watch. The first bit to get into there is quite straightforward, because you lead it in with the clutch shaft through, and it's a fiddle, and it's a muddle, but I've actually got it, well, would you believe, got it to go down relatively straightforward. Would you believe that? It's not there yet, but because this now has to clip in there like that. There, we've got it in place. Would you believe that? Yes, we have. So next thing is turn it over, and we get these bolts in place straight away and torque them down. And I do hope you can see all this. I can't believe how easy that went in actually. Can you see this? Let me have a look. Yes, you can. What I want to do now is just get these bolts in place, and then we'll torque them down. Now at this stage I wish I had my Dremel, or my Dremel, hark me, but the wart ready to go, and I'm going to do that now. So again, you're going to have to abide with me. I'm going to do this live. Here we go. Just because it's quicker. It's very difficult to do these. You know how difficult it can be to do things when you're filming. And I will show you a couple of other things once we're there. Just trying to make sure you're there. There we go. Would you believe we just got that all back together? Now then. Oh dear, oh Lord. There we go. So it's reinstalled. Everything's in the right place. The cables are clear. We now need to torque it down. To torque it down, it goes to 11 Newton meters. So let's do that straight away. I want to get this done. This is why I hate working on these things. I really do. Set the torque wrench to 11 Newton meters. 10, 11. Do there. Now, can I get in there with torque wrench? I don't think so. I'll need a 3/8 extension. Bear with me. Bear with, as I say. Bear with. 3/8, right? Yeah. Careful not to get over the tripod. So I've got now the torque wrench set at 11 Newton meters. I don't know if you can see that, but there it is there. So I'm now going to try and torque this thing down. And it's difficult. Which way around do we put it? Let's go that way. Can you see? Yeah. So we'll do the corners. That torque spanner only just fits actually. In fact, does it fit? I cannot believe the phone's just ringing. Bear with me. So I answered the telephone. It's actually the wife telling me to get in there for me tea. Whatever. So now all 4 bolts have been torqued down, and quite happy with that. 11 Newton meters all the way around. I must admit, I did have a bit of a problem actually with the torque wrench on the torque socket. It was just long enough. I may well invest for an extended Torx 27 socket. Should have to go through this again. It only just got in there. It's quite deep. Let's have a look, see if you can find in there. That one in there, it's quite deep down. See, I marked at 11 Newton meters just to remind myself. However, they're all done now, so I'm quite happy with that. Now, whilst I've got it over here, just to let you know, just show you that I've fitted a new oiler pipe, and as I explained earlier on, it does fit in, and still are actually quite helpful because they do show the way things go. You see this square here? Well, that shows where the oil pump drives in there with its flat edge against this edge here, and on the other side here, I don't know if you can see inside. I'm trying to show you with a torch. I mean the light. The pipe, it is a new one with the filter on the end. It's got a flat edge to it, which goes against the flat edge of the casting. So it just shows you the way things should go together. All right. So from now on, then we're going to start to reassemble. I've already put the flywheel on. I need to torque that down. And one thing that's important, I've been told by many people, the flywheel has got to be correctly torqued. You don't want this thing flying off at you at 10 million RPM, or whatever the case might be. So the next video will be, I hope anyway, rebuilding. And maybe we go for a startup.